No. Oh, heck no. You know what? We slide. If we slide for techno, haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fight. I shall continue to burn them all down. Like, bro. WatchMojo, you fell off. You're done. Bro, tell me why I was going through Instagram, right? Bro, first thing I see is a view boosters thing. Gang, bro, they're trying to get me. Oh, but I don't even follow them, bro. Future J, by the way. Yo, follow the Insta, bro. It is J126. It's it right there. We have one follower, that's me. What's good, y'all? It's J, the one, the only. And today we are reacting to WatchMojo, how to destroy your empire in one comment. So this video was posted by It's Blanco. This was posted yesterday, and I saw this on my feed, and I was like, bro, I gotta see this. Like, there's no way I don't react to it. So here we are. It has 89K viewers. Clap it up, clap it up. It's more than I get in a week. Before we start, I just wanted to say, as of today, I have officially changed my name to J the One. I feel like it just sounds better, and also like, it's a name I picked up recently. So, yep. Anyway, enough yapping. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and let's get to the video.
Before there was AI slop all across the internet, there was WatchMojo, a YouTube channel that was the center of every—
Yo, who remembers WatchMojo, bro? Like bro, like my history teacher, he used to play this every time in class. Like, bro, like low key, like I probably memorized some of the videos, but like how much he used to play them. It was crazy. What is this thumbnail, bro? What is that? Like, bro, what? Well, okay.
single pop culture moment, but in the weirdest way possible. But they were at one point one of the most subscribed to channels on YouTube, raking in tens of millions of dollars and billions of views every single year. But then they had one of the worst downfalls in YouTube history. It can take years to build a reputation worth millions of dollars, and it can take a single comment to ruin it all. WatchMojo has now officially went from one of the biggest empires online to now becoming something equivalent of a keyboard warrior. They were a pioneer in the growing listicle content that was pretty popular in the early 2010s that was—
Nah, bro.
They were a pioneer in the growing listicle content that was pretty popular in the—
Hold on, wait, I can do that. Hold on. Okay, wait, I think I'm doing it. Oh! I don't know. I'm on my phone now.
Early 2010s that was popularized by BuzzFeed and Matthew Santoro. And they were at one point the most subscribed to channel in Canada, where they originated from. But now the channel has officially fallen off into the depths of the internet abyss. And now, their videos get thousands of views, and a best case scenario is a couple 10,000 views.
Dang! Bro, they fell off heavy, bro.
And since then, it's only been going further and further downhill. When they got called out, they had easily one of the worst crash outs in YouTube history.
Yeah.
A crash out so bad that it would make a child tantrum look tame. And just when it couldn't get worse, they were caught trying to monetize so badly off of dead people. It seems like every single decision they made was almost intentional.
Whoa, I ain't hear about that. Monetize off dead people? Bro, WatchMojo, what happened, bro?
Badly off of dead people. It seems like every single decision they made was almost intentional to make their downfall even harder. And maybe that's what they wanted. So how did we get here? Let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. Now, WatchMojo actually wasn't supposed to be as big as it was. Even at their massive subscriber milestone right now, they actually were a failing business for many, many years. Now, it all starts with their founder, Ashkan Karbasfrush. I probably butchered that name pretty badly. After attending college in Montreal, Ashkan wanted to start a business online. Now, this was in the early 2000s. 2000s when the internet was becoming a real thing that people wanted to get involved in, specifically when YouTube was created. He worked for other sites like Mamba.com, a search engine, and AskMen.com, which was an online portal for men. Now, it was at this job that he would start working on for what the clear pillar was for WatchMojo. He was doing celebrity interviews, skits, but also top 10 lists. After AskMen.com was bought out by a company called IGN, Ashken decided to embark on his own business, so he created WatchMojo with his colleague and his wife. Now, this was in 2005, back when YouTube was still a particularly new thing. WatchMojo didn't really start completely as a YouTube channel, it was more of like an online entity. It was a super brand new concept, but Ashkan did see potential. He did start working slowly on WatchMojo while still working at—
Why is bro staring into my soul? Bro, I feel like every time I look at him, he's like just smoldering at me or like angry at me or something. Like, bro, like, what I do, bro? Like, chill.
his previous job at AskMen.com, but after leaving that job, he decided to just go all in. And he believed in it so much, and he invested $250,000 worth of his own money into the project. All this was money that he made from commissions and his work at AskMen.com. On paper, this was a very stupid idea. For one, he was in Canada, which wasn't super deep into the internet and entertainment industry, so it was pretty hard to get connections. But Ashkan did see potential. By the time he was going all in, it was 2006, and YouTube had 25 million users. Quite a big jump in a small time, but still a very, very small fraction of what it became today. And for such a long time, WatchMojo stayed a bad idea. I mean, right when he was starting, AskMen.com, IGN, and News Corporation all sued him because they believed that he was going against their non-competitive agreement. Essentially, when he left his last job—
Nah, bro, okay, I'm not gonna lie, bro, creepiest creepiest photo there is, bro, low-key, like, bro. He looks like a predator, bro. He looks like Diddy in that photo. Hey, bro, someone had to say it, bro. He's like, I see you. I see you.
He signed an agreement that he would not work for any competitive companies. This is a pretty common thing that happens in the corporate world. And they believe that this video startup he was doing was violating that agreement. But every lawyer he spoke to believed that he was not violating that at all. And so did he. He believed that so much that he quite literally represented himself in court for the case. And as crazy of an idea as it is, it actually worked and he won. He was now legally able to work on WatchMojo without any legal constraints. And while he didn't have the clearest idea of how he was going to make WatchMojo big, he knew exactly what the goal was though. He wanted WatchMojo to be a digital empire in an ever-growing industry. The goal was there, the path was just shaky. And when you look at WatchMojo's old content, it's so different from what it is today. The first videos were simple tutorials. Then they tried educational videos on geographical sites, like the CN Tower, Panama Canal, and Empire State Building. This was kind of the mix of their initial content. Some of them did get decent views in the hundreds of thousands, but it was far from consistent. For every hit, they would have a ton of duds. You can see exactly what their strategy was from the beginning, to just pump out tons of content and see what works. They basically wanted to be able to pump out a ton of videos that were not really that hard to make that would be able to perform super well. Essentially trying to minimize effort and maximize results. That's the goal of any company. Ashkan knew that he wanted to be the corporate slop guy, which sounds cruel, but he kind of says that himself. You get these emerging platforms like YouTube, and I just feel like, you know what, if you were to create a video on every topic, eventually you could probably hatch a business around that. Essentially what he's trying to say here is that he knew that he just wanted to attach himself to almost every trending topic possible and try not to make it super difficult, and also make a lot of money from it. But while I was recording this video, I had to stop multiple times because I was getting flooded with spam calls. But for 6 years, WatchMojo made no revenue. There were a lot of things in the way. For one, the recession came around, which definitely made things pretty difficult. And at first, their business model was to only make money from ads, but this was in the early days of YouTube where it was super difficult to make money. And because of this recession, they decided to switch their content to license agreements. Now, Ashkan was struggling pretty badly because he wasn't even able to pay himself. He even took out a second mortgage just to pay his employees. He tried to get investments from hundreds of different capital venture firms, but all of them said no. At one point, the company was even $1 million in debt. But it's not like—
Dude, that's hard to pay back, bro. $1 million in debt. $1 million in debt. Dude, that's great, bro. Most I've been in debt is like $32, bro.
WatchMojo wasn't getting views. In the channel's first year, they got over 13 million views.
Okay.
Next year, they more than doubled that by getting 28 million views.
Okay.
By their third year on YouTube in 2009, they were getting 4 million views a month. But again,
Oh,
the main
what?
problem was that this wasn't very consistent. YouTube in
I heard
2009,
that
they
right,
more
right?
than doubled. In the channel's first year, they got over 13 million views.
All right,
The next
13
year,
mil?
they more than doubled that by getting 28 million views.
Okay, 28.
By their third year on YouTube in 2009, they were getting 4 million views a month. But
Bro, holy fall off! WatchMojo, you fell off! You're done!
again, the main problem was that this wasn't very consistent. For every video that popped off, there were tons and tons of flops. And keep in mind, this was in 2009 when it was very, very difficult to make money on YouTube. Like, YouTube as a whole was still extremely new. Even years after YouTube started, people were not making consistent revenue from it. The only people who were raking in pretty consistent cash were big creators like Smosh, Ray William Johnson, and Fred. But that's only the top 1%, and the way that they all made their money was extremely different. Because even when AdSense was a thing, you could only really get it through special companies that you had a partnership with. It wasn't available to everybody. It's not like now where anybody can make a channel, and if their content pops off, then they can start making some pretty good money from AdSense revenue. And nowadays, all social media platforms even have special tools to get connected with brands. But back then, that just didn't exist. Content was not really a business back then. It was so new that no one really knew how to work with it. But at the very least, WatchMojo was getting views, and that was just enough for Ashkin to be motivated enough to keep this going. WatchMojo was making the same typical content about really any topic they could attach to, whether it was fashion, business, music. They were really trying it all. And that's when they started a new experimental series called a Top 10. It's as simple as you can get. Top 10 lists of a certain topic. But back then, they were as awkward as you can imagine.
Now, our next category will be action games. Action games are actually one or maybe the most popular categories of all time. My number 10 action game is Castlevania. Castlevania was a
W game. I never played it, but bro, I heard about it.
dark game.
It was in 2012 when Ashkin decided that WatchMojo should dig a lot more deep into this style of content. And this is when their content really started.
Alright, bro. Bro, top 10 hilarious movie deaths. What is that thumbnail? Top 10 sexiest music videos. Top 10 needlessly sexualized female movie characters. Hey, yo! Okay. 32 million people watched that video. The top 10 sexualized females one. Bro, 38 million watched top 10 sexiest music videos. Bro, like, what are you trying to get out, bro? You know what I think? I think you're a gooner. You're a gooner. My fault.
Because these videos were getting millions of views. At the same time, AdSense was officially now a public thing that almost any creator can qualify for if they got enough views and subscribers. Both of these factors combined, WatchMojo officially became profitable that year. The rise was slow and frustrating, but then suddenly it hit like a freight train. In the span of 1 year, they went from 100,000 subs to 1 million subs.
Okay.
Just 2 years later,
Clap it up. Bro, that's hard to do, I'm not gonna lie. Unless like your content is like bangers, low-key hard to like go from 100,000 to 1 million. Bro, shoot, it's hard to go to 100,000 in general. Low-key, clap it up again. Aside like feeling like the crash out later on. Like, bro.
they hit 10 million subscribers, which is one of the most fastest and most insane growths of any channel on YouTube. The hard work and investments truly paid off. The company was now a success. Ashcan was a real entrepreneur. Based on various estimates, it's speculated that WatchMojo at their peak was earning about $20 to $25 million a year. It's not confirmed, but that is around the ballpark. And this allowed him to expand the company into over 100 full-time working employees. People round the clock, constantly constantly working on the content. It's the dream. It was easily digestible content that did not target a specific niche. The whole point was to be able to talk about any topic, and that's what they accomplished. They had videos on almost anything you can imagine. Books, fashion, movies, music, whatever it was, they had a top 10 for it. And the videos weren't super complicated. They would just be able to take footage and use it as B-roll for their content, which made it really, really easy to pump out. No creativity was really required, just constant tedious labor. It's why they were able to pump out so many of these videos every single day. It's why they were even able to make more channels in the same theme. On average, WatchMojo was pumping about 100 videos per week around—
Oh my god! 100 a week? Bro, that makes you look lazy, bro. I pump out 2 videos. Bro, I gotta get on that method. Nah, I'm joking. Y'all calm down. I'm not gonna go the WatchMojo route, bro.
1,000 minutes of content. For them, it's a win-win because the style is easy to make and it's easy for people to watch. But this was the very same thing that hurt them. The thing about WatchMojo is that trying to talk about every single topic is the thing that became their main criticism. Since they were pumping out so many videos a day, a lot of these topics became just straight up unnecessary. In 2016, the year of their peak, the website daily.commenter posted a piece called Top 10 Lists That Make No Fucking Sense. The author rants about the amounts of unnecessary videos that WatchMojo has posted and collected 10 of the worst ones he can find, like top 10 foods that can kill, top 10 good songs from bad bands, or top 10 McDonald's items. All of these basically incorporate the slop nature of WatchMojo's content. Author Jocelyn Anderson posted an article called WatchMojo and the Monetization of Fan Culture on YouTube. This article heavily criticized how WatchMojo basically corporatized fan culture into soulless slop. And they're not really wrong. At the end of the day, WatchMojo's videos are really just used footage narrated over. The channel isn't a person, it's a brand. But that kind of was the point. The point of it was to be—
Honestly, here's what I think. I think WatchMojo was their version of AI today.
A company and become something bigger than itself. The most personality it really had was Rebecca, who's the narrator of the channel and has been working there ever since its conception. The sloppiness of their videos played a pretty big part in their decline, but not nearly as much as their inaccuracy. Their videos are so fast-paced and have such a quick turnaround that it's very obvious that they don't know a lot about what they're talking about. If you're a real fan of the specific things that they talk about, such as the movies or music that they mention, then you know that they don't really have pretty good knowledge of what they're actually making a video on. When looking at some of their most popular videos like top 10 most paused movie moments, this kind of works because—
30 million views? Bro, I don't think I've seen anyone get that many views in a while, bro. You probably saw like Mr. Beast. He gets like hundreds of millions. But bro, 30 million is a lot.
Some sort of objective data for it. But a lot of these lists are based off subjective opinions. And it's kind of why a lot of their videos have gotten a pretty big staggering amount of dislikes. Nintendo's biggest fails, top country songs, top animes ever. Any fans of these groups will all say that WatchMojo got it completely wrong. Because again, they are picking what essentially is the most popular option in every single one of these lists. Now technically it's not wrong because they are picking what the average person probably will say. But the average person doesn't really have super in-depth knowledge about the actual fandom or niche that they're talking about. Real fans who are passionate about the actual topics that they are talking about would have much different picks. And that's part of the problem with WatchMojo because they're pretending to be experts in something that they really don't know anything about. Yet it doesn't stop them from making more channels catered to these themes like WatchMojo Anime, which didn't take off for obvious reasons. For example, if they made a list like the top 10 YouTubers of all time and put Mr. Beast at number 1, you will disagree with that. Clearly they're picking him because he's just simply the most popular in this scenario. Whereas a lot of other people would have different picks like Ray William Johnson, Ryan Trahan, or It's Black.
Oh, I forgot Ryan Trahan. Bro, Ryan Trahan. He's definitely on my list.
I heard that guy's content is fire. Point is, WatchMojo lacks lots of passion in their content, and it shows. And they would get called out for a lot of their mistakes. In 2017, YouTuber Guru Larry called out WatchMojo for stealing all the research from one of his videos on the worst gaming consoles. Great thing to wake up to. WatchMojo has literally stolen all the research from my worst-selling gaming consoles. Now, there's nothing wrong with making a video on the same topic, or maybe even using a lot of the same facts. You can't copyright factual material. But Larry specifically put tiny bits of misinformation just to see if anyone or anything would steal that information and fall for the trap. And that's quite literally what WatchMojo did. Seeing that they use the exact facts, it's pretty impossible to deny the plagiarism. The problem was, WatchMojo did not credit him at all. Now, WatchMojo themselves would—
Bro, what? So like that is blatantly stealing and like not giving credit. Like, you guys know me. I always link the video and the channel of which the video came from down in the comments below. I always do that. I mean, if y'all check the comments, like you'll see. Go check it right now. You'll see. But bro, that's honestly a shitty thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Email Larry apologizing for the incident and praising him for the cleverness of the trick. But the email was pretty backhanded when it came to this part. Had you not included false information in your video, we would have likely just acknowledged your complaints, apologized, and we are apologizing regardless, to be clear. Included a credit and link to your video in the video, via annotation, in the comment section and in description. But largely due to the fact that you acknowledge publishing false info, we have decided to take the video down. Essentially saying, hey, if you didn't trick us, then we would have kept the video up, so don't trick us again. It was not the best. But the head of video gaming in WatchMojo actually would respond to a different video that was talking about the situation in a much better way. Dan from WatchMojo here. As the head of the video gaming department and the voice of the videos, I consider myself personally responsible for all the content we produce in that category, and I am thusly responsible for the plagiarism found within the video in question. I'm frustrated by the way this has played out. The plagiarism in our video was unacceptable, and I saw no reason to fire back in any way.
What?
My fellow employees and I have worked very hard to produce our content, and to find out that a video that's already been published contains swaths of plagiarism is a major disaster in my eyes and eyes of the department. Now, this was definitely a much...
Or just take down a video. Like, your video, WatchMojo. Like, I get you're trying to save your brand, but like, bro, you don't need to do all that. You just like take it down and like everything's gonna be alright. People will eventually forget about it, bro.
Better and more respectable response because they actually admit to the wrongdoing and simply just take accountability. They basically said, hey, we messed up and we're gonna try harder. That's a pretty good way to do it. But since he's not really the one who's communicating on WatchMojo's behalf the way that they are on social media, it's kind of hard to really get that message across. Because one thing that WatchMojo really hates more than anything is admitting that they messed up, at least in the real ways. WatchMojo has made a lot of content that kind of makes fun of their mistakes and tries to play into it. They've made lists like top 10 times WatchMojo got it wrong, where they pointed out spelling errors and small inaccuracies. They made videos like top 10 lists that age poorly, like their most anticipated movies of 2020 for obvious reasons. They've got tons of other content like this, and while it is cool to see them acknowledging their mistakes and kind of trying to make fun of themselves for it, it kind of doesn't really deliver well. This type of content really just comes off as more fuel to feed the ever-growing machine that they're trying to build, and doesn't really solve their whole quantity over quality type of content. Since their peak in 2016, they've started to slowly decline in popularity. For a long time, they've become forgotten in the ever-growing abyss of the internet, and that's where YouTube...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about WatchMojo. Like, if I had never watched WatchMojo in school, I would have... Bro, if I never watched WatchMojo in school, I would have definitely forgot about them.
With the video called WatchMojo's Downfall Should Be Celebrated, essentially making a video talking about a lot of the same points that I already mentioned. Their quality over quality style, the lack of passion and content that's evident, and their very big inaccuracies. His argument is that WatchMojo's decline is a real win for real content because people no longer seem to be interested in soulless slop, and now this can make room for real creators.
Honestly, unfortunately, I feel like this is happening again today, where like people are just like going for slop, but I feel like the AI slop content is probably gonna fall off in like a few years. Like, that's just me, because whenever I watch them, I don't feel good watching them. Like, my brain, like, I don't know, it does something weird. Like, it does something weird like to my brain. I don't know how to explain it. Like, every time I watch it, I'm just not in a good mood. I don't know, but yeah, no, I feel like same thing might happen with like the AI slop videos.
This video went viral for one reason. For one, it was the very first video that almost anybody made that actually reflected on WatchMojo's downfall and made a pretty good statement about it. But second, it led to one of the biggest internet crash outs ever. Right under the video, WatchMojo themselves saw it and actually commented this whole entire rant at Voyant, and it's insane. The day no one talks to you is the day—
Oh, holy crash out! Haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fire. Who are they feeling like, bro? They're not God of War, bro. Haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fire. I shall continue to burn them all down. Like, bro. Bro, lock in, bro.
you are irrelevant. So thank you. Okay, never heard of your channel, and I admit I didn't see the video, but a few points. In 2016, when we started, we were obviously a bit ahead of the curve. In 2012, when every channel was some vlogger sitting on a couch, we mastered our signature style, and many cried as it looked more like VH1, MTV, ESPN, and not what the vocal minority viewed as YouTube content. The challenge in media is staying relevant, keeping your audience guessing, etc. Companies like BuzzFeed, Vice, Vox, and channels that inspired themselves by us all came in wet. We managed to both keep our OG fans happy and innovate. If by downfall you mean being a survivor, having 100 full-time employees who earn their living with us, then I will take it. Also, this may be inside baseball, but you are aware that AVOD is YouTube 1.0 and the platform has evolved, right? I could break it down for you, but why bother? Viewers were spending nearly an hour per watch session watching our content. We are, in the ways that matter, more pertinent than ever. As per WatchMojo, again, think of 2012 when the
We are more pertinent than ever. We are more pertinent than, like, bro. Buddy thinks he has good vernacular, bro. I can't really say vernacular in the Big 2-6, bro. I'm a cornball, bro.
minority whined, and then we got the last laugh. Haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fire. This entire statement is the most impulsive mess that anyone could have possibly have ever made. From the grammar errors and even admitting that they didn't watch the video, like, this is literally as bad as it can get. They wrote this probably without the first ad even popping up. Because if they did watch the video, they would see that Voyan quite literally compliments them and praises them at the end of the video. This whole paragraph is just a really unnecessary brag about how they were super big back in the day, when what he was talking about completely missed the point here. He brags about how innovative their style is, but the criticism about how lazy it is was just completely ignored and went over their head. He brags about having 100 full-time employees, but that just further really strengthens the criticism of inaccuracies. If you have 100 full-time employees, then why are there so many mistakes in the videos? That's literally their job. On top of it all, it makes no sense that you do have this company with all these employees and then having this giant temper tantrum, because it makes you look bad and the company look bad, and therefore it possibly hurts the payment of these employees. And just the last line about haters being fuel to the fire is like the most Reddit mod villain shit I've ever heard in my life. This became huge drama in the YouTube community that everybody talked about. It's ironic because this moment was the first time that anybody had heard of WatchMojo in years. I'm not ashamed to admit that back in 2012, I definitely was watching a pretty good amount of WatchMojo videos.
That's true. That's
my
true.
favorite being the video game Legend.
Oh, bro, that was a banger video. I like that video. I'm not gonna lie.
One really freaked me out. But over time, I stopped watching their content because honestly, I kind of just grew out of it. Same reason everybody else did. But this moment refreshed everybody's mind in the worst way possible. It's so strange seeing a company act like this because, again, WatchMojo is a company. It's not necessarily a person. Even people under this comment were giving them a fat ratio, like a drastically
wait.
person. Even people
This is like the Ouija board speaking back.
Under this comment were giving them a fat.
There was no way a channel like you unironically pulled the word hater and jealousy cards. Bro, that's so true, bro. Aren't you a company? Like, lock in, bro. Focus on running your business.
That ratio. Like a drastically big ratio. And what made it so much worse is that after getting called out, they doubled down on it. They posted a video right after all this called Top 10 Crash Outs, which was posted right after this whole fiasco, so they were clearly trying to play into it. It started off with this whole skit mentioning the incident. This was their way of trying to laugh and be in on the joke, but in reality, it just made it look so much worse and was pretty cringy. And in the comment section, they were arguing with almost every single person who left a bad comment. Self-awareness does not save you from getting digital tomatoes thrown at you and booed off the stage. We are the stage. We showcase others. Here, we just made fun of ourselves a bit. This ain't North Korea. Humor is not forbidden.
Are we dead us, bro?
Yeah, hopping on the hype train of your own irrelevance won't bring back relevance back. Yet you're here, ergo relevant to you. Now this one was probably the craziest one yet because they just got so visibly offended. Welcome back to Slop Live. Today's Slopic, WatchMojo's now farming their own internet drama. Thanks for slopping by. The whole
Thanks for slopping by.
slop comment is lazy as fuck. It shows a lack of understanding of what is slop. But I digress. No point in discussing or debating that. We are, relative to most media companies, still far more human-centric than most. We use AI for fact-checking, editing, etc. The way people use Google in 2000, Wikipedia...
Nah, bro. Bro, funniest comment ever, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, I was just literally trying not to laugh, bro. Bro, the top 5 hardest lock-ins had to do, bro. Bro, what is this comment, bro? Who are they feeling like? Who, bro, you are not him, bro. You are not him.
The whole slot comment is lazy. It shows the lack of understanding of what is slot. But I digress.
Nope, like, bro. Lock in, bro.
We are so far more human-centric than most. We use AI for fact-checking, editing.
Like, gang. Bro, the ego is huge, bro. Nah, but that's crazy.
In 2005, not as be-all end-all, but just as an extra tool. I find it shocking that people put their head in the sand and are anti-AI. To quote Chris Rock, that's keeping it real. Real dumb, but to each their own.
Bro, start not to laugh. Oh my dude, I'm crying, bro. Dude, that's actually funny.
I mean, really? Like, just absolutely stooping to new lows here. And this is just like a very small section of the comment that they responded to. There is so many in this one video alone. Almost every single person was getting a response. Like, I think they even hired someone just to respond to comments at this point. And almost every single one of them was pretending to not be butthurt, but the more you tell people that you're not butthurt, the more obvious that you are butthurt. But the crazy thing is, though, they decided to triple down by actually dropping merch to capitalize on all of this.
Crashing out since 2026. Gang, bro, I'm not, bro. Nobody's buying that shirt, bro. No one's buying that shirt. I'm not gonna lie. It looks ass. Like, keeping it real. Like, keeping it a buck. I'm not buying it, bro.
Dropping merch to capitalize on all this. They dropped a t-shirt on that site that says crashing out since 2026, and the description is wild. Because if you're going down, you might as well sell merch while doing it. When the internet says you're crashing out, you don't apologize, you monetize. This unapologetically chaotic tee turns peak controversy into wearable, legend, blending, satire, self-awareness, and pure cultural irrelevance all into one gloriously unhinged statement piece. Whether you're spiraling publicly, pivoting aggressively, or simply counting down one of the funniest crash shots of the century so far, this shirt says what everyone's already thinking. Well, at least they're honest about the fact that they just simply want to make money off the drama, even with an obviously AI-generated caption. But it just doesn't take away from how cringy it is and definitely does not solve anything. I honestly don't know if anyone really bought this shirt, but if they did, I don't even know what to say. They're trying to make it so hard, like as if they're winning the fight or something, but it just comes off as so bad. The comments that started this whole
Right, bro. WatchMojo's downfall was like probably like one of the most cringiest downfalls I've seen so far.
entire fiasco was confirmed to be from founder Ashcan himself in his blog Context is King. He did make a post confirming he was the one who posted it, but doesn't really seem to regret it. In fact, he kind of doubles down on it and just further brags about the whole entire empire he built. Last month, I came across the video and commented on it, and while my takeaway was that it's best to simply avoid commenting at all, the only real regret I have was not watching the video first. My intention was more to make a general comment about the evolution of YouTube.
Okay, now you're apologizing. Last month, I came across a video and commented on it. Well, my takeaway that it's simply best to avoid commenting at all. Bro, why are you apologizing, bro? Double down, bro. You just did it before, double down. Yeah. Double down, buddy. You acted all hard before. You bad, right? Go ahead, double down. See what happens to your channel. It may already be too late, honestly.
Challenge of staying true to your most loyal fans while serving new audiences, and specifically not to make it about the video or channel in question. But it was the wrong message to the wrong crowd. Some people are driven by fame, others by wealth. For 20 years, I avoided the former and delayed gratification of the latter, and paradoxically built WatchMojo into one of the most successful startups. Much of that was following your instinct, but also looking for the proverbial diamond in the rough terrain that is feedback and criticism. This was posted 1 month after the entire fiasco and didn't really show much much growth at all. In his post, he quite literally has done his own listicle of the biggest hate comments that WatchMojo gets and his own argument for every single one. But he misses the mark on most of them. For example, the criticism that WatchMojo is too corporate and has no personality, he responds to by just telling the story of the come up rather than actually addressing it. And he's missing the point on what people are trying to say, because the real criticism is the fact that their content is lazy and feels like corporate slop. Or the critique of the content being stale and repetitive. He simply says that if a topic needs updating, then they'll do an updated version. But that's not the real criticism here, because a lot of their lists are just very useless info. And the worst one that he responded to on this was how they monetize tragedy, which would end up being the worst thing to happen to their channel and the biggest contributor to their downfall. When it comes to YouTube, there's multiple unwritten rules. Some of the biggest ones including not submitting false copyright strikes to smaller channels, don't steal or copyright from other creators without crediting them, and above all, do not disrespect dead legends. This is what WatchMojo did, and it's one of the very few things you can do on YouTube that you almost can never come back from when you do it. Just 1 month after the comment fiasco and still recovering from the controversy, WatchMojo posted the video 10 YouTubers who made videos
10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying. But why would you even make this, bro? Bro, I never watched that video, bro. I'm so glad I didn't, bro. I know it was a disaster. Bro, woo! Bro, them comments? Ooh, I know it was bad.
Knowing they were dying. Already, it's a pretty tasteless video because they're ranking dead YouTubers. Like, how do you, like, put one above the other? It's very strange. Already, it's a pretty tasteless thing to do, and just very disrespectful. They were intentionally using big names like Technoblade in the description.
Techno! Oh, heck no! Yo, we sliding! It was sliding for Techno! Yeah!
Increase the searchability of the video, because Technoblade is one of the most infamous deaths on YouTube. Even if you've never seen a single video, you know who he is. The internet tends to be very, very unforgiving when it comes to any Technoblade disrespect at all. Many creators have lost it all when throwing dirt.
Rest in peace, Technoblade. Bro, he was low-key my, like, favorite Minecraft YouTuber at the time, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to watch every single one of his streams, every single one of his videos, bro. Actually, the whole reason why I started my first channel was actually because of Technoblade. Funnily enough, I wanted to be the next Technoblade, and that was I don't know why I thought that. It was stupid. I wasn't even good at Minecraft, like, bro. So
on his name. YouTuber It's Owen lost his 3.5 million sub channel when he posted a clickbait video to MrBeast reacting to Technoblade's death. He's just one of those guys that you don't really disrespect no matter what. But WatchMojo is trying to capitalize on the death, and that's just simply not okay. And they've done this before. Like, they've made videos ranking top 10 tragedies or top 10 school shootings, which is just—
Yo! Bro, can I show that on YouTube? Yo! Nah, bro, that's crazy.
Very, very random and weird. Like, you're trying to rank tragedies in a top 10 video. It just doesn't really fit the tone. But that wasn't really the main issue here, even though it was a problem. It was what they did in the middle of the video when they suddenly started to promote their AI slop music channel. This was pointed out by Jackson's after someone in his Discord server sent him the video and pointed it out to him.
Shortly after, he sadly passed away, causing several video games to honor Bane's legacy.
Before we continue...
Oh, I spat all over my hand. Bro, what was that shit? Hey, what was that? Nah, bro. Bro, it's like... Bam, 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 bam. Bro, what was that, bro?
Check out this single from SoundMojo's album Balance.
Is that a real thing? Wait, I think on Spotify.
Classical music reimagined as rock, hard rock, and metal. Check out the full track and album below.
Okay, what is this shit? Is it bro, who is listening? Bro, who is unironically listening to this? Go like, oh, this fire! Oh, this fire! This fire! Like, bro. So, some anime shit.
Technoblade.
And they told me that the reason.
Like, it's just so terrible. Like, the fact they put this in the middle of a dead YouTuber's video, like,
That's
words
crazy.
cannot describe just how disrespectful and soulless this is. This is like the final stage and epitome of late-stage capitalism. This made the comment incident seem tame, because this is just like a different level. This was just nothing short of greed. Nothing really epitomizes a lifeless corporation than trying to capitalize off people's death and then promote your AI music slop. The worst part of this was probably their response to the whole situation. The widow of Total Biscuit, who was in the video, even called them out for their video. My late husband at Total Biscuit being mentioned in a monetized lazy listicle video by WatchMojo called Top 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying is tasteless enough. Plugging their AI slop music project in it as well is unforgivable. Should be ashamed. This
You should be ashamed.
tweet got more likes than most of the views that WatchMojo gets on their own channel.
Damn.
Now, they did remove the promotion of the AI music channel after all this backlash. And they also stated that 100% of the earnings from the video would be donated to charity. But let's be real, that's probably not going to be much because the views aren't super high. But this kind of was overshadowed by the other way that they're responding, because they were still kind of doubling down on it a little bit. Because on the music page, they were still getting into comment wars with people. I'm not fucking joking. I'm so glad I won't soon have any drinking water for this gorgeous array of disordinate chords and awful nothing burger lyrics. Stop crushing on and being hysterical. What is this, man? And on Ashcan's blog, he basically defended the fact that they were monetizing tragedy because, well, all companies do it. He then argues that he's celebrating the fandom and paying homage to the people that they mention. I don't know how plugging an AI music slop channel in the middle of a video is paying homage and celebrating their life, but go off. Ashcan is trying to make himself look like this mature entrepreneur who was super open to criticism, but that's far from the truth because he's clearly in denial of everything. He can't seem to understand that WatchMojo is going downhill and why people are not fans of their content. Now, is WatchMojo completely done for? Not entirely. The thing is, though, even for the past couple years when they were experiencing a downfall, they were still gaining subscribers and getting a lot.
Oh! 18 billion? Oh my gosh. I've never seen that on YouTube, bro.
Their growth rate has just steadily declined, but they were still technically growing. They were getting more and more subs, but the views were going down. And let's be real, when you get 10 million subscribers in just 2 years, it's pretty hard to keep up that trajectory. But if you look at view stats, this incident was the very first time that they actually lost it.
Yeah, bro, they're cooked. Bro, that graphics go like, and then bloop. And then it's just like gone.
It's about 100,000 to be exact. Their
Yeah.
views since their peak in 2016 with an estimated 2.7 billion have definitely gone down. But it's not like they don't
100%.
get views at all. In the past year, they got 429 million views with an estimated
It's
earnings
still
between
going down.
$900,000 to 429 million views with an estimated earnings between $900,000 to $2.6 million. That's still pretty damn solid. The only question I really have, though, is if they truly do have 100 employees and this is their main source of income, doing the math, even in a best case scenario, that's around an average of $26,000 per employee. So I'm not sure how that works, because Ashcan himself said that a lot of their main money comes from ad revenue. I'm assuming it's why they spam post. But again, these are estimates and not official, so take that with a grain of salt. WatchMojo has seen an insane decline, but it's all self-implicated. Their lack of criticism is what got them into this mess, and taking criticism is the only way they can get out of it, but they don't seem to want to take that route. Or should I say Ashcan's lack of criticism intake. Because he's the one where this all starts and ends. He's the one who bet it all on WatchMojo and fought hard for it to become successful. And when that deserved success comes, he just stopped putting in the passion. That's the one thing you cannot fake with content. Passion. People know when they're being fed slop, and they will stop consuming that slop immediately. But in Ashcan's mind, these are all just haters who simply are jealous of his success. Because that's the only reason why they're speaking bad about him. It's not because their content is lazy. It's not because they monetize tragedy. It's not because they refuse to innovate their content at all. It's not because they refuse to take criticism. It's not because their content just flat out sucks. It's only because people are haters. That's the only reason why they're getting all of this backlash. At least, that's what Ashcan is going to constantly tell himself until the company is bankrupt and it's way too late to save it.
Hey, bro, W video, bro. Bro, it's Blanco. Bro, he never misses, bro. Like no glaze. Also, bro, what is this Soar AI? 6'7". Like, bro. We don't need to mention the first video that I made.
6'7". 6'7".
bar, comment movies for the Spider-Man movie. Make sure to keep watching my videos, bro. Bro, thank you for 26 subs. Bro, 26 subs? Bro, that's insane, bro. I really appreciate it. And, bro, this video almost has 300 views. You guys are insane, bro, in a good way. Like, I really appreciate you guys, like, truly, like, from the bottom of my heart. Like, you guys are allowing my dream to, like, come true. So, please, just keep it up. I really appreciate you guys. And, yeah. Oh, it was right here the whole time? Bro, why didn't y'all tell me? But yeah. Anyway, if y'all are ready, bro, subscribe, bro. Like, at this point, you guys fuck with me, you know? I'll wait. I'm joking. Yeah, anyway, see you guys later.
We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. This an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall.